The left is unhappy that we're recovering from COVID-19. So they're expressing the false narrative that somehow there's this major spike that's going to cause a shutdown of the economy again. They don't want the economy to go better. They want it to go much worse. That's obvious, because they want to be able to take down this country and build it back in their own socialist communist image. That's a fact. And they are winning. Let's be frank about it. We don't pull any punches here on Special Prosecutor with Larry Klayman. He does the podcast or a radio show each week, and I thank Radio America for allowing me to tell the truth as I see it. But the country's in dire straits, and it's time for the president to step up to the plate. He can't be playing these political games. He's being told by his advisors, let this whole thing play out, let this pandemic and the panic that's created play out. And of course, the cable networks, Fox included, want to whip up fear. They want to whip up reaction because that boosts viewership. They're making money hand over fist. So they're playing around with the fact that COVID-19 is still out there and perhaps even getting worse. But we also have a situation here where cities are being occupied by the extreme left, by atheists, radicals of all sorts, and people that just want to destroy this country. And the president sitting around watching it happen. He has to take charge because he has the authority to even order the police departments to do their job. We have these mayors who want to destroy the country, who are in fact engaging in reverse racism against white cops and others. And I'm going to be bringing a case this week in Philadelphia to address that with regard to white policemen who have been discriminated against simply because of the color of their skin. Now, discrimination is not right wherever it comes from, whether it's towards African Americans or Indians or even white people. And it's time that everybody stood up for their own rights and created a nation where, as our founders envisioned, everybody was equal rights, equal protection, due process. And the president needs to take control. He has not been taking control, either with regard to COVID-19. Now, if he really wants to do something, he can join and order his attorney general, his worthless attorney general, who I now call Puxatani Bill. The groundhog Puxatani Phil goes back into his hole nearly every February 2nd. Well, this attorney general, I don't know how he fits into a hole. He's rather large, but he goes into his hole every single day. So he's Puxatani Bill. And he should be ordering President Trump to take action against China, to force them to pay for the great damage they have done. We're doing that at Freedom Watch. Why does that fall to Freedom Watch to do that with our class action in Dallas, Texas, with our class action in Jerusalem, Israel, with our criminal complaint at the International Criminal Court in The Hague, Holland? Where's the president? It's time to stop talking big and acting little. It's time to act big and talk little. Reverse it. So this is tough love here. And I'm telling the president, frankly, because Larry Klayman here, if there was another alternative to vote for somebody, I probably would, but there's no alternative other than Trump. I want somebody who's going to lead, not someone who's going to follow. Joe Biden is not just a basket case, he's brain dead. And his vice president, who he's going to bring in, is going to be an absolute disaster. And he's not going to live long enough to see the end of his presidency if he even makes it that far. So we better snap out of it right now. And I love the president, but I'm being honest here. If you're not going to lead, then don't run for re-election. And it's time to lead, not to take the advice of your advisors. I see what goes on in the courts. He's pounding his chest as to how many judges he appointed. You know what? 90% of them are worthless, courageous people that have no courage. I've been in front of them. They're the product of the establishment. They were put in front of his desk, and he was told, sign here. These judges are terrible. Judge Kelly in the District of Columbia, Judge McFadden, Judge Friedrich, judges down in South Florida, Roy Altman, Smith, I forget it, Rodney Smith. Okay, I can keep naming them. There's some in Dallas, Texas. I've been in front of a lot of them. They're worthless. They have no courage. So it's time that we really understand what's going on. And you don't get it watching Hannity on Fox News or others. You get it by having a discerning eye. I'm in the trenches, even Rush Limbaugh, and I like Rush, and I wish him well. I want him to recover. I pray for him. But Russia spent his whole life in a radio studio. I don't denigrate that. I do radio myself. He doesn't know what goes on in the trenches. So it's time for you, the American people, to listen. You decide for yourself whether what I'm saying is the truth. But the reality right now is the country is spinning out of control and people are running for the exits. If you're called a racist, you just run for the exits. You don't stand there and you don't fight. You're not a racist. Everybody's equal. And the president, by allowing this occupation in Seattle to continue, is sending a message that we're going to allow for a civil war in this country. And who's going to fill the vacuum? Read my column on freedomwatchusa.org. We're going to have these radicals coming in there. We're going to have neo-Nazis. We're going to have Klansmen. We're going to have people posing as militias coming in there. Nothing wrong with being a militia, but these people are not really going to be even legitimate militias. And they're going to take care of business. You don't want to see that. I want to prevent that. So, President, take control. This is your job. The job of the government is the health, safety, and welfare of the American people. And right now, you're not doing the job. So if you want to be reelected, step up to the plate. Take your Republican establishment advisors and send them where the sun don't shine, right up your derriere. Okay, that's where they belong. And it's time for you to take charge and show us that you're president. That's my message for today. And it's a dire message as the stock market is collapsing yet again because we don't have any leadership. So go to freedomwatchusa.org. Sign up for our class action in Dallas, Texas at freedomwatchusa.org. See if you qualify. Support our criminal case in The Hague. We are your Justice Department. You have no Justice Department. Attorney General does nothing, nada, zip. He's there for show, not for dough. You need to step up, get up off the couch, put the popcorn, Coke, or wine down, and join our citizens' army, peaceful and legal. freedomwatchusa.org. Share this podcast at freedomwatchusa.org, on iTunes, on Roku, on Amazon Fire, on Facebook, on Twitter, all over. Get it out there. Mobilize because our country is slipping away. God bless you. God bless your family. God save your family. And I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Until then, thank you for listening to me.
For businesses around the world, today isn't a restart, it's a rethink. That's why they're partnering with IBM. Retailers are keeping their systems up as millions of orders move online. Call centers are using IBM Watson to manage an influx of customer questions with AI. And solutions built on the IBM Cloud are helping doctors care for patients remotely. Today, we're rethinking how business moves forward. Let's put smart to work. Visit ibm.com/smart to learn more.